Hello, everyone. We're just a few seconds early tonight, and I want to welcome everyone for watching the show live or joining us in the replay. Really, really glad that you are here to lend your power to these intention meditations, and very happy that Marlene is back in the studio with me tonight. And she's written a beautiful message for us to meditate on around the ecosystems up in British Columbia, Canada. Very, very important region of the world to protect. So let's go ahead and begin with our brief meditation to connect. And we will use the HeartMath Institute's quick connection technique. Very simple, hand over heart, just to remind yourself to breathe through your heart space. And we will breathe in and then exhale with slightly longer breath, very relaxed, just arriving in the body. We'll do this for just a couple of minutes. So, arriving in your chair or lying down wherever you are in the world right now, occupying the body, feeling into the heart space, and breathing in for a very relaxed count. 4, 5, 6. Slightly longer exhale. 5, 6, 7. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. And as you exhale, you might be noticing that your shoulders are feeling more relaxed. That maybe some tightness in your chest or your stomach is easing, knowing that there's nowhere else to be, there's nothing else to do right now except be together. Breathing in, slightly longer exhale. Arriving in the body. Sending gratitude out through your heart for this moment. And now, consciously connecting to everyone here, everyone who's watching the replay. Joining in our intention and our power. So grateful to be connecting with you all. Hello, Irma. Hello, Diane G. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go right into our first intention. This is for Vicenta. And we now intend that Vicenta is immediately and completely successful in her purchase of a new house, one that suits her in all ways and where she and her children thrive indefinitely, healthy and well in every way. So allow this intention for Vicenta to go from your mind into your heart and send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Vicenta and release it with love. And please put comments in the, or put your notes in the comments about what you've seen. And we're going to move on to another topic. This is a meditation that Marlene wrote, and we both share an absolute passion for the Pacific salmon. So very, very happy to see this. Our second intention. We lovingly and gratefully intend that the web of life, the various ecosystems of the West Coast be respected, protected, and preserved, that the local and indigenous people continue to thrive from the earth and the pristine waters, and that the wild salmon, the basis of all life on the coast, recover, rebound, and thrive in abundance into perpetuity. Allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra. Send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention and release it with love. Our third and final intention is for all of us. This is the beginning of our series on working on our connection to our personal spirit guides. I hope you enjoy this. We now intend to open our minds and hearts immediately and completely to meaningful, satisfying, helpful connection with our personal spirit guides as we remain healthy and well in every way. So allow this intention to drop into your heart and send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for all of us and release it with love. I hope you felt the peace that I touched on tonight. That was really, really wonderful and relaxing. So, if you'd like to take a minute and drop your insights, observations, impressions into the comments, we'd love to feature them on screen and talk about them. So, Marlene, how was that for you?
Oh, it was, yeah. Yeah, that was very deep actually. So for Vincenta, I I got such a strong connection. I guess since we've done intentions for her before in her town, in her village. I'm not sure where exactly she lives, but I um I saw that the place that she lives knows her so well. So the first thing I saw was whispering her name to the earth. I just saw, and then it was like, well, yeah, we know her. And it was like, uh, so it was kind of like, so I guess the thing is that I got a clearer message that she needs to. I don't know if you ever do any walking meditation or anything like that. But just like basically walking without really a sense of direction. I know you have kids, so that might be hard to carve time out for that. But giving yourself time when you're looking to just follow your feet, that you're in a place that knows you very well, and that you can just follow your feet, like, and in that meditative state, like speaking and connecting with the earth when you walk, you just follow your feet home. And then also I saw that you'll have a lot of help moving. It was like you were floating in a little bubble, actually a big blue bubble. I saw all your kids and you in a blue bubble, and like, and then like, you kind of floated around, and then you landed where your home was, and it kind of, the bubble sort of burst on your doorstep, and you all just fell out of the bubble laughing. So I saw, that's what I saw. It was very distinct and quite persistent. So I mean, I wouldn't normally like give advice in a situation like this, but apparently you're supposed to just follow your feet. Like the whole town knows you, and the place knows you, the earth knows you, and will lead you where you need to go. And then the salmon, obviously the connection is so strong between Vicenta finding home and the salmon finding home. So that was really special to kind of shift into the salmon out of that meditation. And I have a really strong connection to the coast. So I was working with my own guides to like basically work with me, because it's a big area to try to kind of send all that energy to. And I saw this, excuse me, golden net kind of being set up just off the coast in international waters, and basically it was a way for the salmon to like cleanse everything and all the things that they needed to clear off, so that they could have um, um, a healthy time in the streams and rivers, and basically a healthy breeding time. So I just saw them coming through this golden net in the water, and it was just cleansing everything off of them that was eating them up from the ocean, and just like having them have such a powerful return to their place of birth. So that was so cool, and it was so nice to see that those two meditations flow together. And then the personal one for me was pretty interesting. I keep getting things about my voice, about using my voice, and about how to use my voice. And I write songs and I sing, and I love the idea. I play with the idea all the time of how a song belongs to the listener, because every person who hears a song hears it in their own way, repeats it to themselves in their own way, and emphasizes it in their own way, and remembers it in their own way. So it's like although people want to own songs, I see them as being like free art. That I know it's very politically safe to say, but I'm a songwriter, so I'm saying it. I'm saying it. that's how I feel about it. And when somebody hears music, it's almost impossible, if you're a musical person, not to find a way to work it in. So I was seeing this thing like a song for the world, and it was like a call and response thing. That's what I got.
So we're going to see big things from you and your guides.
Hopefully, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a comment from Diane G. For Vicenta, I saw her inside a house. It was raining outside, but the inside she felt warm and cozy. Yes, I saw her inside a house too. I saw her standing in a kitchen, like that, like her heart was pounding and she had the keys in her hand. It was like that moment of, oh my gosh, I did it. And it was
Oh,
so much fun. It was so much fun. Let's see. And Irma says, for Vicenta, I felt and saw many moments of family connection, laughter, and community. I saw a nice, strong community in her new home. Yes, we've been meditating with Vicenta for almost 2 years, something like that. And every time she is surrounded by people, she has such a lovely community. That's amazing that you picked up on that, Irma. Thank you. And then for the salmon, Diane G. I saw a group of big salmon jumping upstream. Later on, I saw they were joined by a lot of smaller salmon. Perfect. Yeah, that's what we want. We want that multiplication. And Irma says, for the West Coast, I saw a beautiful energy weaving through the air and water and acting as a filter. That's really similar to what you saw, Marlene.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw sometimes I'll get like level changes to show improvements. And I saw like a big swell of water with a certain number of fish in it. Then I saw it grow up again, and then a ton of fish. And then finally, one more big surge, and it was just filled with fish. So that tells me that things are heading in the right direction. We still have at least two major improvements that we can do to help Pacific salmon. That's gorgeous. So, and then for Diane G, for connecting with our guides, I felt the back of my heart chakra feel lighter. They might have cleared something out so we can connect more. Oh, that's beautiful. You'll have to keep us surprised, and so that we know what's going on there. Let's see. And then for Irma, she writes, Spirit guides, I felt a very strong sense of peace. At one point, I saw darkness. This seemed to symbolize that I was moving through a dark period, and I was encouraged to engage in fun activities. I think there's more below. To help me connect and not to try too hard. Yes, I love that because like I often think about their energy being really light and up here and our energy down here, and we're trying to blend, right? We're trying to connect and blend upward in our vibrations. So, music, jokes, funny movies, meditation, anything you can do to lift your spirit and get into that vibrational frequency is a great help. Yeah, that's great, Irma. I'm excited about that.
I also
Yeah.
had an experience of like them like showing this great long lineup at my door. Like, yeah, we've been waiting, and I'm like, I think the thing for me is that I want often to have them like confirm and even like kind of guide me in what to do. But they're
Yeah.
always like, guide you in what to do about what? I mean, well, the impetus has to begin with me. And sometimes I'm like too attached to waiting to see what is needed more than like what I want. And I think that's something probably a lot of women struggle with because we're so used to caring for everyone and flowing in where there's need and taking
Yeah.
care and noticing the things that need to get done. And so it's kind of that, oh yeah, right. I'm the guide here.
Yeah.
We're more like playing together. And also that, so they were lined up and they were kind of laughing at me, like, anytime you want to rock, we're here.
It's true. I mean, they are good to go any moment of the day or night. And we are like, I find myself like getting ready to get ready, like
Yeah,
just do the thing.
getting ready to get ready.
But the thing that really struck me tonight when I was with them, like I have meditated with my guides a lot over the last, I don't know, 20 years. And so I have very close relationship with them. I know a lot about them. I know a lot about where their last incarnation was and why they wanted to be working with me and what I can learn from them, and just the beautiful alchemy of this particular group of guides. And so tonight they wanted me to convey that a couple of things. One is that you will never be alone for a moment of your life if you develop this connection, right? And that includes, we all have heard very sad stories about people dying alone. And they say nonsense. No one dies alone because they are surrounded by their spirit guides, their angels, their loved ones. And we don't have to feel any sorrow about that because they do have support. And we will too when we get to that moment, right? And then they showed me an image of all of us. Like it was kind of like watching a big sporting event or the Olympics or something. And we're watching a screen and we're watching lights come up as more and more people get connected with their guides. And it started out with a few scattered lights and then more and more and more until the whole screen was just like a dazzling starry display. So this is apparently something that's going to be available to a lot more people, you know? And this is something that, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I didn't have as much understanding or connection or time spent with my guides. But things have changed, and anyone can just step into that relationship and get real time reflection, real time insight, guidance. They don't make our decisions for us, but they can show us outcomes, right? Like I want to look down this pathway. If I decide to go left, what does that road look like? If I go right, what does that road look like? They can help me do that. They can show me things about the future that I need to know now. And they also will feed my imagination. And that's really how we work together. They are instrumental in my writing, and I don't want to do it without it. And Diane says, I want to rock too, guys. Yes. That's a deep level of knowing, Daphne. I know which ones I've shared past lives with, but I'll ask my guides when they last incarnated too. Yes, that'd be interesting. Yeah, it would. And I have often thought that I wanted to write their biographies, right? So that could be a really fun exercise, a way to get in touch with them.
I think it's a good
So,
idea to start that as a short story. Just do
yeah.
like, 3 pages, like
Hmm.
a biography, but like in a short synopsis.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Make it doable, easy, just get started. You can fill out the details later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because this is such an important part of my life and how I operate and how I choose projects and how I decide how I'm going to spend my time, I really wanted to focus on that this month because so much is happening out in the world and all of us need guidance we can trust and to have that feeling of being cared for and loved as we are because of who we are without any conditions, right? It's like the way you love your small child or the way your dog loves you, right? This is the same unconditional love that they have. They have infinite patience for us and they want us to be our absolute best that we can be in this lifetime. So I'm really excited about that series and looking forward to doing more of these types of meditations over the
Yeah, I
next
find
month.
your series is for us really interesting and inspiring, and I love that you take the time to do that because we deserve it, right? We're out here doing these things for each other, showing up for each other, and like we do need
Yeah.
to take the time to focus on ourselves. And I love
I,
that you include that for us.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. They just, I think my guides are instrumental in lining these up, saying, here's what people need. And if tonight you write down a few things that you think about your guides or your relationship with your guides, and it could be, I don't even know if they're real. This sounds fantastic, but I'm not there yet. Even if you just write that, and then a month from now, after we do these four intentions, take those notes out and see what's changed. Like I have a very creative imagination, and I'm really in tune with the art and poetry of things. But I don't want to waste my time. I want validation. I want to know I'm getting good information. So I am always looking for the success story. Just like intention meditations, these are experience or experiments. And that reminds me, I have a success story for you guys. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, we intended for Courtney, who lives in Ohio, and he had some medical problems and he had to switch from one medical system to another. And so we meditated for him to find the right doctors and to heal, right? Well, he gave us permission to meditate for him, but they never looked at the meditation. And then about a week after that, he went to a new doctor, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And by the way, you're no longer headed down this path. You're headed down this path, and this is good." Right? So there was already healing, even though he hadn't yet looked at the meditation that we did for him. So just sending this out, just putting this information out into the quantum universe is doing its magic. So I don't want to share too many details of his situation because I didn't, I don't want to do that. I want to respect his privacy, but I was just so heartened to hear that he hadn't even paid attention to the meditation. So it's not like psychosomatic, it's not like a placebo effect. We sent it out into the quantum universe, and separately, without his participation, he had exactly the results that we were asking for. So I just love to hear those success stories. So yes, please do make some notes for yourself about your, yes, thank you, Diane. I will, I'm very excited for Courtney. I encourage you to make some notes about your relationship with your guides, your thoughts about it. And in a month from now, let's see what's happened, where the magic can take us. Well, is there anything else we should talk about before we wrap up for today? I do have another meditation for the Pacific salmon on my channel, and I'll add the link to that. If you want to go deeper with the salmon in particular, they have a lot to teach us. I've learned so much I've probably done 7 or 8 meditations with the salmon, and I'm just blown away by what they communicate in those meditations. So if you want to dive deeper, I do have another meditation that you can visit as well. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Marlene. I love your intentions. They're always big. They're always important. They're always powerful. It's really, really lovely. It's so nice to have you here.
Nice to
So,
be here. Thanks a
yeah.
lot, Daphne, and everybody else. Like, I know we see each other all the time in the comments, and I really appreciate you all.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, well, let's wrap up with our 2 minutes. And thank you, Diane G. I need that. It is time to disentangle from the group energy and from the intentions. We have done our work. We've put them out into the universe, and we are releasing them with love. And we're going to release our connection to this group with love. And if there was anything that you found interesting, helpful, healing, hopeful, encouraging. I'd love for you to take that with you into your week, and we'll see you again next time. So, arriving in your body, in your room, breathing in through the heart space and out through the heart. Slightly longer exhale. You might have noticed that already there is a separation and a distance between you and the beautiful work we've done here today. And that's as it should be. Reclaiming your energy, releasing any attachments, feeling good about what you've accomplished here tonight. Inhale for 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 5, 6, 7. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.